When I read this script, I found it funny, I found it thrilling, I found it dramatic. For those people that are fans of the Harry Potter world, it's taking all of that imagination and taking it to a place, taking it to the 1920s, to New York. What Newt believes is he sees the wonder and the brilliance in these animals, and he believes that the wizarding community with a proper education could learn to live side by side with these animals and appreciate how extraordinary they are. So he travels around the world, he's researching his book, and he has spent, at the beginning of this film, he spent a year in the field, and he collects these endangered species, and he keeps them in his case, which in itself is a sort of wondrous plethora of terrains. It's a huge space down there, and he sort of looks after them, and his plan is to study them and to educate the wizarding world on them. I love is how thorough it is, and when I got to meet her, I'd read the script and loved this character, but I don't think we even did any sort of pleasantries. We just jumped straight into his character, and she gave me all of his backstory and any question I had about him and this world and all the animals. I mean, she had such a kind of legacy of history, and for an actor, that's the dream. You know, if you're playing, normally you just get to read what's on the page, let alone having the actual, the mind and the imagination of Joe to guide me through it was amazing. That camaraderie is an essential element to it. For Newt, he stumbles into these three people, Tina, Queenie, and Jacob, and throughout the film he finds a connection. With Jacob, there's this kind of odd buddy movie quality to it. These two people who couldn't be more different end up finding real contact with each other, and with Catherine's character, with Tina, it's a sort of slow build connection. These two people who are outsiders, and yet passionate people, sort of begin to glimpse and find each other, and this idea of friendship is kind of at the core of the piece. I've just enjoyed working with both David Yates and David Redmayne so much. It's so clear that Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts come from a place in J.K. Rowling's heart, and she is incredibly passionate about it, and I can't think of two more passionate people to take those stories and take them out into the world as far as film's concerned. They are scrupulous with character and with coming up with ideas and really allowing you the space and freedom to come up with your own ideas as well, whilst also having this childlike sense of wonder and encouraging that in us. There is this incredibly mysterious figure called Grindelwald who has been wreaking havoc in Europe and has disappeared. It has caused the wizarding community internationally a huge amount of fear, because there is an element to Grindelwald that has a kind of fascistic qualities. He has a brutality to him. He believes in the superiority of the wizarding community over the Muggle community, the No-Maj community, and he's ruthless. In New York at this time, there have been events, just incredibly brutal occurrences that are inexplicable. And that has caused great tension amongst the wizarding community because they tend to be able to explain everything, and these particular occurrences seem inexplicable.